Alexis de Tocqueville wrote, "The greatest care of a good government should be to habituate people, little by little, to doing without it." In other words, a good government will encourage people to govern themselves, so they eventually don't need the government. How could a society possibly do without government? James Madison revealed the answer when he said, "If men were angels, no government would be necessary." Imagine if everyone in our country kept the 10 Commandments. There would be no killing, stealing, adultery, or lying. We wouldn't need government to protect us from one another. The bottom line is that we can either be governed by our conscience or by government force. The less force we are subjected to, the more free we are. Our goal is to have less government force and more freedom. The only way that can happen is if people use their freedom to behave well. The U.S. Constitution secures freedom. Therefore, it provides a government framework that relies heavily on self-government. John Adams described it this way: "We have no government armed with power capable of contending with human passions unbridled by morality and religion. Avarice, ambition, revenge, or gallantry would break the strongest cords of our Constitution as a whale goes through a net. Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other." Any force that weakens our willingness to behave appropriately towards one another creates an ostensible need for government force. History shows that the greatest danger in that scenario is that the humans who control the government wield a force that they can use unjustly against their fellow men. Remember, the people in government are not angels either. In fact, many of them actually conspire to step into this role of power. Italian communist Antonio Gramsci devised a plan for conspirators to destroy the conscience of the people so that the resulting culture would support bondage under Marxism. He urged his comrades to infiltrate and gain control of the institutions of civil society that shape and represent public opinion and morality. Those institutions included the churches, political parties, trade unions, the mass media, and a variety of voluntary private organizations. Patiently incrementing changes to these institutions so as not to raise alarm was a key element of Gramsci's plan. If we are well grounded in moral principles, we can see that Gramsci's tactics are in full force today, as institutions morph into something entirely different than what they originally were. We must resist this subtle Gramscian plot by clinging to our moral roots, regardless of the influences around us, and alert others to the trap that has been laid to steal our freedom. Visit freedomforsociety.org to learn more ways to protect freedom.